So the last question that we covered last week when we were talking about vehicle financing was variable versus fixed interest rate. Where how much is what percentage is the interest rate at this current moment?
The prime lending rate, I think it's at 10.25, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the last time we had this conversation, I think it was about at
like 7.25 or 7.75, somewhere there. It was
Yes.
very low.
Yeah.
It was very low. I remember for staff members who worked at banks, it was around 5.25.
Also, yours guys' one is always lower than.
Yeah, staff rates are lower.
Oh, it's a staff rate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're always like 2% lower.
That's dope. I
than
must work
usual.
at a bank. I was gonna job with that. So are you? I think this we've covered this question before, but that was back in 2021. Are you able to negotiate your interest rate?
Yeah, you're able to negotiate on inception. Is that what you're saying, or like within the period of the term?
Okay, inception. Okay, sure, possibly you can.
Yeah.
But are you saying that even when you have started with you can?
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what people don't know.
Is
So
it?
you can go to the bank. Like, let's put it this way: if you are, let's say you're young, you just got your license, you don't have much experience in terms of driving, so it's always your credit score is also not that good. So your interest rate will be very high. Let's say, argument's sake, it's sitting at 16%. Okay, but as time goes, you're earning okay. Your credit score is fine. It's getting better. Maybe even a private banker or prestige banker. So with that being said, so now obviously you qualify for a better interest rate. So you are able to go back to the bank and negotiate and say, guys, listen, please review my interest rate. And they'll be able to do so. But the thing is, people don't know. So they just keep quiet and just pay at that 15%, 16% as time goes. But you are able to go and negotiate your interest rate.
I also did not know that.
Yeah, no. That's why we've got this show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Uncensored _ the truth about money. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. So, today we are continuing from where we left off last week, right? As you would know, last week we were talking about vehicle financing. And if you haven't watched that episode, I do recommend that you go back so that you can be able to keep up, because there's a lot of information that we covered there that will make sense when you listen to this episode. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Bratamza, how you doing?
No, 100%, man.
Good to have you back, Bratamza.
It's good to be here.
I told you my story about the car.
Yeah, got scammed again.
Got scammed again.
The Titanic.
Yeah.
Should have named it Titanic. Even when your kids like, yo, what was your first car? It was a Titanic. And you must elaborate. Okay, what is it? What do you mean? It was a boat.
Now I'm going. Now I'm going the loan way. I'm buying a car cash.
Yeah.
I don't recommend anyone to buy a car through Facebook Market.
Yeah.
Nah. Those cars there, nah.
Yeah. Some of them are okay. I've sold a car on Facebook Market.
Yeah, but obviously you say that because you are the one
who's listening to you now. I'm selling the car. They won't buy it now because I said don't buy a car through marketplace.
No, but
you're killing my livelihood.
No, but
man.
They know your face from here, so they can trust you.
Yeah, but my face is not there. It's the car that's there. My face is not there.
Yeah, I'm saying I need to pay.
Yeah.
But you have a profile. So what I do normally,
I
look at the person's profile to see. Do they have pictures of themselves?
Yeah.
Have they sold anything before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you find people who just open a profile for that moment.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Or the one I've seen is that when you go into the profile, it's a lady's profile, but when you call, it's a man.
Yeah.
This whole time you're talking to a man.
Yeah.
It's like more like catfish. So you see, that's why I don't like Facebook Market, because of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Now I've bought a lot of stuff on me. I've sold and bought a lot of stuff on. For me, it's the best platform.
Is it?
It works, yeah.
I mean,
one experience doesn't
two. Just that I don't want to talk about the other one. Because we don't have time now.
Also a car.
Yeah, also a car, a Nissan Micra.
Okay. Let's move on. It's Ning.
Nah, man, it's being young.
I feel like the second one you don't want to talk about because that's what I do.
No, it's being young. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's being young. So so if I'm blacklisted, nah, can I get a vehicle
Yeah, you can get a vehicle. You can get a vehicle. You can get a vehicle.
through
At least to
in a
own.
from a dealership?
Yeah, there's some dealerships that give lease to own or rent to buy. So there you don't have to qualify or your credit score being well.
How does that work?
So you go to Mercedes-Benz, all right, you want a C-Class C63 AMG, for example. That's okay, Junior. You tell them, okay, I'm blacklisted. So they're okay, no, it's fine. You can still drive this car, but you'll rent this car on a monthly basis. So they give you, but with rent to own, there's certain regulations that they give you. So, Junior, you can't drive this car above certain kilometers. You can't do, let's say, trips over the border. You know, there's certain specifications that they give you when rent to buying a car. But you don't have to qualify for a loan. So it's not a loan.
Yeah.
You're basically, renting. It's like with a house. So I don't need to be, good in terms of my credit score or be able to, afford. I won't say, okay, no, I have to afford the place, but I don't have to, my credit score doesn't have to be well for me to rent a place. You know what I'm saying? So I can be still blacklisted, but still live in a house. So similar with a car as well. So you can still be blacklisted and still drive a nice car.
So with that, who then pays for the insurance?
So what they do is that they bundle it all up. So you pay the company, well, let's say Mercedes-Benz, for example. So in that package, Bazo's Junior, you pay 10,000 rand. So in that 10,000 rand, there's the car rental, there's the tracking, and then there's also the insurance as well. So they all bundle it up all into one because if now Junior pays for his own tracker, right? You can default that payment and then run off with the car and they can't find it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or default on your insurance. Now Junior crashes the car, goes to some backyard mechanic who fixes the car, uses spray paint, because they don't check your car. They don't say, Junior, please bring the car back every single month.
Graffiti.
Hey, graffiti motor, it's a canvas, this car. It's a canvas. Man.
Yeah,
They're using we've seen things. They use animal. Paint to paint your house. They pay. But as long as I'm telling you, Junior.
These are not the cars you are selling on Facebook, right?
Not me. No, not me. But yeah, so they basically try to avoid those things.
Yeah.
Because now, imagine you bring the car back, it's in that condition. They can't sue you, they can't do anything, right? So they have to safeguard themselves and their properties as well. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But people rent a lot of cars for funerals. Do you know that?
For funerals?
Yeah.
To show up at a funeral?
You don't know?
No. I don't know.
Where are you living, man? They go to shops. Nah. Okay, I know we're talking about cars. So they go rent a car.
Yeah.
They go rent that S-Class,
Yeah.
to go to the funeral. Nah. They go to, I don't know any nice shops, but they go to a nice shop, fancy shop.
Yeah.
They go buy a suit or a dress, shoes and everything, okay? They don't take the labels out. So the labels are still there. They wear the clothes. The following day, they return the clothes. They get their money back.
Just to attend the funeral.
Yes. But, yeah, rent to own. We are there. You see,
There's something that, so while you're doing research,
Yeah.
there's something that's called guaranteed future value.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
So guaranteed future value is, I see it happening with, I know BMW does it with they've got an advert for Mini Cooper, but it's starting to pop up now. So basically what it means is that when you buy the car, they tell you, okay, Junior, when you bring the car after 5 years, you can trade it in at this guaranteed amount. So if you buy the car, let's say at 500,000, they say, okay, Junior, after 5 years, you can bring the car and we'll buy it back from you for 400,000 rand. right? In that way, they safeguarding the market value of the car from going very low, and yourself as well. But there's obviously negatives to these as well. So also with that, they give you stipulations. So the car doesn't have to exceed so many kilometers when you bring it back. It has to be in such a condition. It must not be smashed. It must be fully serviced. If there's any repair work, it must be done by an approved dealership or repairsman. So that's basically it. So it is good, especially if you don't travel a lot. Like if you go, let's say from Joburg South to Sandton, which is like 25 k's. So in a day, you're doing what 50 k's in a day. So it's not really such a bad deal. You know what I'm saying? So they basically safeguard the market value of the car, but you have to keep it in certain conditions for them to buy it back.
But surely that's a small price to pay, considering the fact that the value does not depreciate that much. You know what I'm saying? Because we both know, like with cars, as soon as that thing leaves the dealership, the value goes
100%.
way down. So I don't think it's such a bad deal.
No, it's not a bad deal. It's actually quite a good deal. Hence I say, if you know what you're not gonna be driving a lot, then it's fine. But if you know what you like going to, Cape Town maybe once a month, then it's not the deal for you, because the car is they still have to get their money's worth at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So they still have to make money from that thing as well. So if the car is still fairly new, the kilometers are still fine, maybe under 100 Ks, then it's okay.
So do they give you a specific period of time?
Yeah, so it's like a normal. So you finance the car through them, maybe through BMW Finance or Mercedes-Benz Finance for 5 years. Then they say after 5 years you can trade the car in for this market value, and then we'll give you another car. So you get to drive a new car every single 4 or 5 years.
Oh, that's pretty dope. And then let's talk about financing a vehicle through a personal loan.
Yeah. So so that's the safest way. Okay.
Okay.
It's the safest way, but it might not be the best way. Safest way in a sense, you would say, I can borrow money from the bank depending on my credit score, right? And my payment history on dates and so forth. So I can borrow money from the bank, 100,000 rand, and go buy the car. So I own the car. So whatever may happen, even if I default on my personal loan, which we shouldn't, but the car belongs to me. So I can do whatever I want with the car. So I can sell it, I can modify it, I can do whatever I need to do with the car. But I need to make sure that I'm paying this personal loan. So yes, people do that, but especially if you are in good standings with the bank, you know what I'm saying, then you can be able to do so. But there's also disadvantages to that, because most of the time personal loans are much, much more higher than interest rates for your.
Is it?
Yeah, for your cars. Because personal loan, they can go to like 20%, 23%, 25%, whereas with your car loans, like maybe 15%. It all depends on your credit score as well. So with the personal loan, you can't negotiate. Most of them, you can't negotiate your interest rate. So if they say, Junior, we're giving you this at 23% interest rate, you can't say, Ashna, but can you please bring it down? No, that's what it is. Whereas with your car loan, you are able to basically negotiate. Yeah.
And then for an interest rate, is there like a maximum interest rate that, for example, let's say the national interest rate, we said it was 10%. Let's say with dealerships, are they obliged to not pass that mark of like 10% borrowing rate, interest rate?
Yeah, they always update. I don't know what it is currently, but they are always updating it. So there's a certain ceiling, because at the end of the day, they can give you interest rate of 25% or 30%. Now they're getting into Mashonisa type of vibes, but but they have to protect the consumer as well. So there is a ceiling that you can only charge until a certain amount interest rate. Yeah, above that you can't really do that, because then you're putting the consumer's life in danger, or their financial standings in danger. Because at the end of the day, ideally, when someone sells you a car, so the rule is to say that if you get paid 10,000 rand, you shouldn't spend more than 25% of your income on a car. That's including your tracker and your insurance.
Okay.
So you must not exceed 25% or 2,500 rand combined with everything. But I mean, nowadays they approve you for anything, man. I mean, the banks make money from credit, so they'll give you. You wanna buy a car for 5,000? I know, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's those consumer protection, acts to say that, okay, no, guys, you need to charge a customer at a certain amount in terms of interest rates. Yeah.
And then just to backtrack, when we were talking about rent to lease, are their prices a bit higher compared to like how you would normally? So, for example, if we both finance a Polo Vivo, let's say you do it through a bank, you get the financing through a bank. Let's say you pay about 2.5, and then with the rent to own, obviously taking into consideration that they include the insurance and stuff like that, is it possible for me to pay like a much higher price? Obviously, taking into consideration the insurance and stuff. But let's say with you having chosen your own insurance and the tracker, let's say you're paying about 3,000 rands, and with me, I'm paying about 5,000 rands, because I've seen something like that. So I've seen that for them to approve you, you must earn like quite a high income. I think it's about 12,000 rands. Where else, if you go to any normal dealership with your 10,000 rands salary, they would gladly grant you a loan.
Yeah, they are relatively higher, but we need to consider something. So they're higher in a sense that, like what we spoke about earlier on, that they put like the tracking fees onto it, they put the insurance fees onto it. So you might find Uguti, like for example, that's why you need to earn at a certain amount, right? Because they've considered all of those factors into place. So they've considered the amount for renting the car, they've considered the insurance, they've considered the tracker. Whereas when you go to a bank, they just want, let's say, that 10,000 rand, because they're just financing you on the installment. So with the bank, you're just paying the installment. Whereas with this one, you're paying three components. So it's the installment of the car, or renting the car, it's the insurance and the tracker. So that's why it seems as if with the rent to own, it's a bit much more higher as compared to like your normal, vehicle installments that you do every single month. So, but people must compare apples with apples. So, but the thing is, I get it, when you're buying it on the other side, if it's a car finance, you get to pick your own insurance company, you get to pick your own tracking company, you know what I'm saying? So, but with this one, it's just one package, you know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes it tends to be more expensive than just like a normal vehicle installment.
But could it also be that they may consider you high risk for the fact that you are blacklisted?
Yeah, it is like that. So it's similar to like life covers as well.
Yeah.
So you get life covers where you are underwritten, where they take your bloods, ask your age, your height, your weight, smoking history, family history. Whereas with another company, they just give you life cover as is. So the ones where they take your bloods and so forth, where they underwrite you to get to know who Junior is.
Sure.
So it tends to be less expensive than these ones. So similar to with the rent to buy. So with, let's say, a vehicle installment or car finance, so they know Junior's credit, they know his paying structure and so forth, right? Whereas with these ones, they don't know Junior at all. So they just obviously being at risk, they're putting themselves at risk. So that's why they'll bump up that premium. Yeah, almost said they'll bump the cheese up. Came to mind. But they'll bump that installment up, or that repayment, or the rental amount up compared to this one. Yeah.
Sweet. And then, can I get a new car while I'm still financing my current car?
Yeah, you can get as many cars as you want to, as long as you can still afford them. Like, so, for example, with us, we've got two cars, personal and business, but they are both financed through with personal, but the one is being used for business. So you can still have multiple cars, basically under one roof. Yeah.
And then, can I get pre-approved for financing my car?
Yeah, definitely. So all major banks do it. All vehicle finance companies also do it as well. You can also do it. There's apps where you go in. This is how much I get paid. This is my monthly expenditure, and then they'll tell you, no, you can get a pre-approval for a car for a certain amount. So the thing it is there on your phone. You can also do the balloon payment. Like I know Auto Trader. If you go on Auto Trader, you look at that BMW M3.
Yes.
So you can say, okay, I can make the balloon payment so much, the deposit so much, the term, or in terms of the years, how many years I want to pay for. Then they'll tell you that the final amount. Then there's a button to pre-approve. Then obviously they send it out to companies. The companies call you. They do a pre-approval for you on that car. So yeah, you can do a pre-approval. As much as you do it for home loan, you can also do it for a car as well. Yeah.
Is it better to do the pre-approval
Yeah,
to at least
definitely.
know what you are
Definitely.
able to get rather
Yeah.
than to?
Definitely. I went and so I didn't know this, ne? So I was on my phone because I'm always looking for cars, ne?
Okay.
Like in terms of what's this? In terms of how can I put it? In terms of how much cars are, like just out of curiosity. So okay, I see this car that I like. Okay, sharp. Boom. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna run with it. Okay, sharp. I know. They call me at night. It was 7 o'clock. Hey, nah, listen, come to the dealership tomorrow, to come check out the car. I'm like, okay, nah, cool. Please send these papers online. I send the papers. I'm like, I'm just chancing. I just want to see how far I can get.
Yeah.
I went to the dealership to go visit. Next thing I come back with the car. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I was on the phone. I'm speaking to my wife. I'm like, no, I'm just going to a dealership to go look. Ne.
Oh, Mabu, you've had
An hour late. Hey, baby, I bought a car. So it's better. Be careful. Yes, pre-approval is good, but yeah, have discipline.
Hey,
Well, I don't regret the decision, but it's okay. I'm fit.
Secured versus unsecured loan.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Unsecured. So unsecured. Remember there was a story on African Bank some years back where they almost went bankrupt because they were giving out so many unsecured loans and people were defaulting on those payments and they couldn't pay anymore, right? So that's unsecured. So unsecured is like a personal loan where they just give you an amount. They do not attach any assets to it. Okay. Whereas with the secured loan, it's where they say, okay, let's get some collateral from Junior. Junior, please bring your car papers to see how much your car's worth. So we'll use that as collateral, or we'll use your house as collateral. You know what I'm saying? So that's more of a secured. So that if you Junior defaults, then the bank is able to say, all right, will take whatever asset you've attached to this loan here. So that's more of a secured loan. But banks do both. You also qualify for both. Obviously, for them, it's more riskier to give you an unsecured. But the fortunate part about it is that nowadays they've actually done quite a good job in terms of doing their homeworks more thoroughly, because obviously they learn from their competitors. So they learn from African Bank, which there's certain things that you don't do, there's certain things that you do, right? And then so they give you the loan. So that's the difference between unsecured and secured
African
lending.
Bank, of course.
Yeah.
So considering the financing options that we have looked at, right? Which one do you think is the best way to go about financing your vehicle?
So it depends on the person's standings. Okay. So if you know what Yazin, I really need a car, but I'm blacklisted. So rent to buy would be your best option. But you can be able to afford it, right? Obviously the best way is for you to do a car finance. But other people like I know, especially like with, let's say, cars, let's say, at 50,000, 60,000 rand. So those people will rather go for your personal loan, taking a personal loan and buying that car, because at least they get to pay that loan over 6-7 years. You know what I'm saying? While they're driving the car, maybe they want to do business. So there's no, this one is the best one, this is not the best one. But it all depends on your own standings. Which, okay, sharp, this is where I'm at the moment. I can't really afford a car because remember there's also balloon payments as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone they just got a job for the first time, they work a bit far, and they really need a car because public transport is, an issue. Uber is also too expensive. So, no, you know what? Let me just get a balloon payment. I'll figure it out as we go, and then they get a car. So it all depends on a person's standings, So there's no, this is the best one. This is not the best one, So that's why we had to cover everything so people can choose which one is theirs.
The best for them.
Yeah.
Do you think for a business, rent to buy would be ideal?
So depends what business you are in. If you're in a business of like you commute a lot or you travel a lot, so rent to buy is not best because they cap your kilometers. So they'll tell you, Junior, you can only drive 100 kilometers every single month. Unless maybe you are transporting some senior official or some billionaire who says, Junior, I just want you to take me from Parktown to Sentin. Every day, come back, I'll give you a certain amount. Then it's a different story, right? But if you're going to use it for like a Uber or Taxify and so forth, then it's not really recommended because they actually cap your kilometers. So your rent to buy for there, it wouldn't be feasible. So maybe look into having, let's say, your car financed, but maybe doing a balloon payment. So initially, yes, your installments are a bit low. So at least you're still able to do business and get some income and make a profit. And maybe at the end, while saving up all this time, then get to pay your balloon payment. But also depends what business you want to do it for. Because there's some people who will say, now I just want a van to pull this trailer from home to the marketplace. That's all. That's all I want to do. Or go buy veggies at City Deep and then come and put them at my stall. So they don't get to travel a lot, but they need a van. So that then they can do the rent to buy. You know what I'm saying? So it also depends on the type of business you're in.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Tamza. With that being said, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Don't forget, we are on Instagram, uncensored _ the truth about money, as well as TikTok. We go by uncensored _ financial edu, right? That's uncensored _ financial edu. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you have any question, we always put our WhatsApp line on the description below. So if you have any questions or any maybe recommendations on topics, whatever the case may be, we are more than happy to hear from you. So please do send us a WhatsApp or you can send us a DM, whichever you prefer, but we'll definitely give you a response. With that being said, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to say before we...
Do your research. Do an affordability calculator. If you want a certain car, we all want to drive nice cars, but if you know you can't afford a brand new car, there's good second-hand cars as well. You know what I'm saying? So people must just be able to afford a car because, yes, balloon payments are good, but at the end of the term, you have to pay that amount. And they're proving people on nice cars. Like you're seeing a lot of AMGs and GTIs and, R-lines here on the roads, but it's because of the balloon payment. They take an extraordinary high balloon payment and then you pay such amount so that you can drive that car. But the thing is, at the end, you still have to pay that amount.
Just a quick one. What happens when a car is written off? So let's say you still paying for the car, definitely, and you get into a bad accident and they write the car off. What then happens to that loan?
So what happens is with insurances, there's different types of insurances, right? So there's an insurance that basically says, okay, if you write off this car or if this car is written off, we'll pay back whatever amount that was owed to the bank.
Yeah.
And then the most common one is, okay, Junior, your car was worth 200,000 and we paid the car was 200,000 and it got written off and the loan is 200,000, so we're gonna capital. So they always take the market value of the car. Always take the market value of the car, then they use that basically as a standpoint to see okay, sharp, are we paying the loan off or are we paying it with a certain portion that's still left? You know what I'm saying? So but most of the time they cancel they pay off the loan.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sweet. With that being said, don't forget to do your
Research.
Thank you guys. Cheers. We love you.